Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Burwal welcoming you to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman asked concerned authorities to restore waterways surrounding capital to ease urban mobility. Police must be people's trusted ally, not political tool, says Home Minister. Youth speaking out against male politics in light of people's uprising, comments Information and Broadcasting Minister. Hopes rise on treatment of Chattogram regional patients as work of Chattogram Medical College Hospital burn unit progressing in full swing. Tehran warns of standards if attacked while US President Trump poses strikes on Iran. And SAF Football Championship 2026 groups revealed as Bangladesh drawn with Sri Lanka and Bhutan. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman asked the concerned authorities to restore waterways surrounding the capital to improve water-based transportation and ease urban mobility. He also directed the authorities concerned to take effective measures to prevent pollution of the rivers surrounding Dhaka, improve the capital's drainage system, and ensure normal water flow by maintaining navigability. The directive came at a meeting on restoring waterways around Dhaka, chaired by the Prime Minister at the Cabinet Division's conference room at the Bangladesh Secretariat in the capital today. The meeting decided to make the waterways around Dhaka operational again. It also decided to consider proposals from interested private companies to allow them to operate water buses on the water routes. The Prime Minister also directed the authorities to plant different species of trees alongside the walkways constructed along the riverbanks to help protect the environment and enhance the scenic beauty of the rivers. Minister for Road Transport and Bridges, Railways and Shipping Sheikh Rubiul Alam, State Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Sheikh Faridul Islam, Mayors of Dhaka South and North City Corporations Abdul Salam and Shafiqul Islam Khan, and Prime Minister's Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Brumon and senior officials of the relevant ministries and agencies attended the meeting. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman directed the relevant authorities to make the country's waterways pollution-free and fully navigable. The government will determine the necessary course of action on the initiative within the next 2 to 3 months. Speaking to reporters today after a meeting with the Prime Minister at the Secretariat on Inland Waterway Development, Road Transport, Bridges, Railways and Water Transport Minister Sheikh Rubiul Alam said, the government is working to introduce a circular waterway route on the 4 rivers surrounding Dhaka, the Buriganga, Turak, Balu and Shitolokha. The minister said that the circular waterway project incurred losses of 57 crore taka over a 10-year period during the Awami League government's tenure. He added that the project will now be reviewed before a new implementation plan is undertaken. The minister also said that 424 pollution sources have been identified as contributing to river pollution, and the government will take measures to eliminate them. In addition, the government has adopted a plan to introduce water bus services along 110 kilometers of waterways around Dhaka. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed said, the police are not the enforcement arm of any political party or group. He stressed the force must be politically neutral, modern, technology-driven, and people-oriented. He made the remarks while addressing the graduation parade of the first phase of the 27th BCS Police Batch 2026 as the chief guest at the parade ground of the Bangladesh Police Academy in Sharda of Rajshahi today. Addressing the newly commissioned police officers, the minister said, as they enter a new phase of their professional careers, they must strictly uphold the chain of command. He urged the officers to work sincerely to build a society free from discrimination, establish the rule of law, and restore public confidence. He also instructed them to strictly adhere to a zero-tolerance policy against corruption. The Home Minister further emphasized the importance of developing technical expertise to combat digital crimes and strengthen cybersecurity, urging the officers to become genuine friends and dedicated public servants of the people. Earlier, paying tribute to the martyrs of the Liberation War and the 2024 student-led Messer Uprising, the minister congratulated the officers of the first phase of the 27 BCS police batch, describing them as having overcome 18 years of deprivation. He also inspected the graduation parade. Later, the Home Minister presented awards to officers who demonstrated outstanding performance in the various categories. Information and Broadcasting Minister Johiruddin Shapun has said, many young people who had previously shown little interest in conventional politics emerged as prominent figures during the mass uprising. He urged the country's youth to remain politically aware and engaged. He made the remarks this morning at a seminar organized by the Department of Mass Communication and Journalism at the University of Dhaka. The seminar, titled The Interrelationship of Politics, Power and Journalism, Theory, Reality and the Future, was held at the Professor Muzaffar Ahmed Chaudhry Auditorium to mark the department's anniversary. Nurul Kobir, editor of the New Age newspaper, attended the event as the keynote speaker. The seminar was chaired by the department's acting chairperson, Professor Qazi Muhammad Mahbubur Rahman. University Vice-Chancellor Dr. ABM Obaidul Islam was also present. The Information Minister said that criticizing the government is not a crime, but criticism of the state is considered an offense. He added that, for this reason, the government has decided to amend the 1973 law relating to journalists. The minister also said that a media commission would be established to ensure a balanced framework that integrates power, freedom and responsibility within the media sector. International Crimes Tribunal completed recording witness testimony in a crimes against humanity case linked to the July mass uprising against 7 accused, including former Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. The tribunal also set 4th August for closing arguments. The 3-member International Crimes Tribunal 2, led by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry, passed the order. The tribunal's other members are Justice Muhammad Munjirul Boshid and Justice Nur Muhammad Shahriar Kubir. The other accused are activities banned Awami League Joint General Secretary AFM Bahauddin Nasim, former State Minister for Information Muhammad Ali Arafat, Jubo League President Sheikh Fozle Shams Parosh, and General Secretary Mainul Hussain Khan Nikhil, and banned Chhatra League President Saddam Hussain and General Secretary Sheikh Wali Asif Inan. Attorney General Barrister Ruhul Qudus Kajol urged newly appointed Deputy and Assistant Attorneys General to work together to ensure justice for the people, uphold the Constitution and rule of law, and protect the interests of the state. He made the call this morning while speaking to reporters at the Attorney General's office after meeting 266 newly appointed law officers on their first day at work at Supreme Court. The Attorney General said the government appointed the law officers to serve in the Attorney General's office, but in reality, people are their true clients. Barrister Ruhul Qudus Kajol said The people expect honesty, competence, efficiency, patriotism, and a strong sense of national values from law officers. He said the government appointed the new law officers based on these qualities. It is now their responsibility to justify that trust by performing their duties with dedication, integrity, and professionalism, he added. Patients and relatives have been found worried as various parts of the patient's body have been burnt in fire. Such scenes are not new in the burn unit of Chattogram Medical College Hospital, which is the main hub for the treatment of burn patients in Chattogram and surrounding districts. However, due to the limited beds and the crisis of intensive care facilities, various concerns have been created regarding serious patients. In the case of serious burn patients, specialized ICU, HDU, and advanced operation facilities are required. Critical patients need to be sent to Dhaka due to the limitations of these facilities in the existing unit. With the aim of changing the reality, a 150-bed modern burn and plastic surgery unit is being built in the Guachi Bagan area of Chattogram Medical College Hospital. The 6-story building under construction with Chinese funding will have 150-bed medical facilities, including various specialized services like ICU, HDU, modern operation theater. After visiting the unit under construction on July 27, Chinese Ambassador Yao Wen said that half of the infrastructure work has already been completed. He also expected the entire project to be completed by 2027. The people of the southeastern region, including Chattogram, will get the desired benefits of complete burn treatment when the project is completed. Doctors and concerned people hope that the new unit will reduce the dependence of severely burned patients on Dhaka. Now, international news. US President Donald Trump said he has cancelled strikes against Iran provided a deal was struck rapidly with the country. In a post on Truth Social, the US President wrote that he had decided to cancel the attack subject to being able to rapidly make a deal, which would include the immediate opening of the Strait of Hormuz and an end to Iran's nuclear threat. US President said Iran and other countries in the Middle East asked him to hold off any attack as the parameters of a deal has been agreed to, including the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Earlier, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has warned that strict measures will be taken against any aggression by the United States and Israel. During separate telephone conversations with the foreign ministers of Turkey, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, Araghchi said that Iran would respond firmly and proportionately to any attack by the United States or Israel. At least 13 people have been killed after a tourist aircraft crashed in southern Peru. Police said the plane went down while flying over the Nazca Line archaeological area in the country's southern region. The dead included 2 pilots and 11 passengers. Rescue teams and emergency service agencies quickly reached the scene after receiving news of the crash and began rescue operations. The authorities have not yet released detailed information about the identities of the victims. Meanwhile, 5 people have been found dead and 41 are missing after an Indonesian ferry carrying at least 250 people caught fire while at sea. The BBC reported the vessel sailed from the country's second-largest city, Surabaya in East Java, to Makassar in South Sulawesi. The accident occurred between 6 and 7 a.m. local time near the island of Madura. At least 3 people have been killed and 21 seriously injured in an explosion caused by a powerful homemade bomb at a popular Italian restaurant near the center of Moscow, the capital of Russia. Russia's state news agency and security forces have confirmed the information. The devastating blast occurred around 8 p.m. local time in a building at Kudrinskaya Square near the heart of Moscow. According to the preliminary investigation by Russia's National Anti-Terrorism Committee, a woman was attempting to enter the restaurant carrying explosives either on her body or in a bag. Security personnel stationed at the entrance became suspicious and stopped her. At that moment, the explosive device detonated. The female attacker and security guard and a restaurant guest were killed at the scene. Immediately after the incident, law enforcement authorities temporarily closed the main roads surrounding Kudrinskaya Square. Russia's Central Investigative Agency has launched an investigation into the explosion. Back to national news. An orientation meeting was held with the participation of information officers and youth from flood-affected districts to promote risk communication and public participation, life-saving messages, responsibility towards the affected population, and behavioral change in Chattogram. The Chattogram District Information Office organized the day-long program at a hotel in the city today. The program was presided over virtually by Director General of the Department of Mass Communication Mohammad Abdul Jalil, Divisional Commissioner Dr. Mohammad Ziauddin, UNICEF Chattogram Divisional Head Madhuri Banerjee, and District Information Officer Aisha Siddiqa addressed the program. Information officers from Rangamati, Bandurban and Khagrachuri districts and Potia and Lama Upazilas of Chattogram and Bandurban and about 50 young information workers from these areas participated in the orientation program. Community services, bridge services, hotline services and setting up complaint boxes in flood-affected areas were discussed in the program. This campaign will continue till September. Any complaint received during this time will be sent to the relevant office. The speaker said that the loss of life in the recent floods has been less than before with the cooperation of everyone at the government and private levels. Now, sports news. Football. Host Bangladesh have been drawn in a Group A alongside Sri Lanka and Bhutan for the 2026 South Championship. The draw for the 15th edition of South Asia's premier international football tournament was held in Bhutan. As hosts, Bangladesh were placed in Group A, while regional powerhouse and defending champions India were seeded separately in Group B as the highest-ranked South Asian nation, ensuring the two sides cannot meet before the knockout stage. Bangladesh's group currently features Sri Lanka and Bhutan, but South confirmed Nepal will be included if FIFA lifts the suspension on all of Nepal Football Association by September 1. If the ban remains in place, the tournament will proceed with 6 teams. Group B comprises defending champions India, the Maldives and Pakistan. The championship will be staged in Dhaka from November 4 to 17, marking Bangladesh's first time hosting